Good morning, class. Now, today is another day. We thank God for today, and we need to talk about this topic that we have here. During the day, we have always been busy, but I want us to quickly use our 45 minutes before we start our engagement today. Today, we have the level of diagnostic and troubleshooting. You all know what is troubleshooting and diagnostic. But first of all, let's take diagnostic and dilute it to understand what diagnostic means. Then we'll go to the stages. Also, diagnostic. This is the digital and physical health checkup that identify performance issue, faults, and mechanical errors within vehicles. You understand what I mean? The physical phase, like when you want to diagnose a car, when the customer brings the complaint to you, my car is not moving well, or my car is jerking, or I saw a warning light on my dashboard, a check light on my dashboard, apparently. Now, the first thing you are supposed to do, a check light, cannot know. There's not how you know what check light means, because check light is a general symbol that comes out on any part. As long as it's engine component, any issue that comes up with the engine component, check light will come up. The middleman that every issue is attacked. So when check light comes up, how will you identify it? You diagnose the car. When you diagnose the car, the check light can come out because of a socket that is not well socket. The check light can come out because of a fan module. Check light can come out and pop up because of a coil, a bad coil, even plug. So the first thing you are supposed to do is to plug a scan to know exactly what is causing the check light. That's when this auto diagnosis comes in. You diagnose at the first stage. As an auto mechanic that you are, first thing you do is to diagnose the car to know why the check light is coming up. So when you diagnose, for example, you see P0500, P0500, which generally means vehicle speed sensor, right? Under check light, it come up as generally is vehicle speed sensor. So when you see something like this, you now start troubleshooting. That's when troubleshooting comes in. Now you've seen it, probably you cleared it, and it went. After you off the can start again, came back. That means it's a current fault. It's not a pending fault, it's a current fault. That's why we said this is the digital and physical health check that identify performance issue, fault, and mechanical errors within a vehicle. Health check, just as if you go to the hospital and check your health. Maybe you're having slight headache and you want to check. You just went to the hospital, you want to check what is wrong with you. You just run a diagnostic test on yourself. It's just that. The same things apply to vehicle. You make sure that you use your scan tool very well. You understand your scan tool. You understand the function of your scan tool. There are so many functions in scan tool, which we are still going to talk about, but not today. So let's proceed. Under this topic, we will review the 3 different diagnostic troubleshooting techniques and process that are used to detect car fault. We have 3 techniques that people don't usually talk about. My co-technicians don't usually talk about it, but it's a physical thing that we do every day, unknowingly. And you would used to do it every day too. It's something that you practice every day, but you don't know. Number 1 is what? Visual inspection. Visual inspection is seeing. Visual inspection is seeing. I'm inspecting this little wood here. Visual inspection. I'm trying to inspect it. I'm trying to mind it. Visual. I'm seeing it. I want to understand it. Are you getting my point? Visual inspection comes as a very key point in every diagnostic level. It's the number 1 key point in every diagnostic level. Visual inspection. Open bracket seeing. You see, I wrote open bracket seeing. Visual inspection. Now, this is very important and the most effective level of troubleshooting. Hmm? When we see a diagnosed to be a bad part, looking at it, looking at the part, we identify that this is bad and needs to be replaced. E.g., radiator fan, burnt kick, starter, and bad module, burnt module. Now, this visual inspection comes in when you have a car, a customer brings a complaint to you that I'm perceiving a smell in my car. You understand? And the customer don't know where the smell is coming out from. This area now, the diagnostic machine doesn't play. Your eyes work and your brain. As a technician, you make use of your eyes very well. You move, your eye move like an antelope or a lion, a prey that's looking for an animal to eat. You move. Your eye move every angle in every area of the engine component. You're working on an engine component. Visual inspection. Now there's a smell. Customer is complaining of a smell. What is the first thing that will come to your mind? Sir, where is the smell coming out from? Is it the engine component or the room inside the car? The customer might say it's from the engine component. Then the first thing that will go to your mind is looking at the burnt smell. It might be the oil leaking from the seal around the engine cover, touching the exhaust. When you drop the liquid oil on a hot exhaust, what will happen? It will burn and smell like a burnt wire. It might be that wire. You just start thinking it might be that the fan was stuck and probably got burned. You get me? It might be that the kickstarter was down starting and probably got what? Burned. It might be that the battery terminal hit each other or short to ground or short to plus. Cause what? Smell. So anything can cause it. That's when your visual inspection comes in. Now you use your eye to identify. Looking at it ordinarily, you know that this is a threat. When you see it, you know that this thing will be the cause because the smell is coming up. When you see a breach, a terminal that's short to ground, you see a spark on the body, you know that this is where the issue is coming up from. When you see a leakage around the valve oil seal of an engine and that is touching, that is dropping on an exhaust, you notice that there is a drop, a constant drop, which you can be able to identify easily that this is where the burn is coming out from. The customer will generally tell you that I'm perceiving a burn, whether it's a wiring burn or a mechanical burn, you don't know. His own is that you should inspect what is causing the burn. That's when visual inspection comes in. Visual inspection is the first fundamental rule of any diagnostic step or troubleshooting. Visual inspection is a very, very, very important step which you have to take in your mind whenever you are working on any car. Sometimes, start diagnosing a car when a customer lay a complaint that my car is consuming fuel. Probably maybe the car is running too rich. Too much fuel, small air. Too lean. Too much air, small fuel. You notice it from the exhaust that there's a black smoke. When you use your hand to clean up the exhaust, you see that there's a black carbon. That means there is not a complete combustion in the engine component. So only you now will know what are the possible causes. That's when visual inspection and the thinking comes in. Bad oxygen sensor can cause it. Bad airflow, bad MAF, bad intake. Even bad injector mouth intake hose that comes from the air filter to the throttle body can cause it too. If there's a break or a crack, air will come from external air will come inside and it will can also cause black smoke. With this, you can easily identify that this is where the issue is coming from. I think this is the issue. Without even plugging a tool to scan the car, just check and see that I think this is where the issue is. That's where visual inspection comes in. I hope you understood what I'm saying about visual inspection. Now, really, you make use of your eye to know where exactly fault is coming on before diagnosing. You can use your head to think and know that this thing is bad. This seal is broken. This wire is heated. This fuse is bad. How do you identify if bad fuse? Exactly. That's when visual inspection comes in to identify a bad fuse. When you bring it up, you check it, you see that the contact inside is already broken. What is working there? Your eyes. That's where visual inspection comes. So let's go to the next level. Under visual inspection, we have number one is nosing. We all know what is nose now. We use our nose to smell, to perceive odor. Nosing, smell. This is a very important area too that we need to stop looking into. Now, nosing. A car might be diagnosed and there will be no specific sign that a particular fault is detected. This to happen, isn't it? Now, let's continue. Now we employ the power of smell. We smell to perceive a burnt odor from a particular angle. When we know that we have that area affected or a spare parts that needs to be what replaced or worked on. Ignition coil, e.g., ECU module, or burnt wire. Sometimes you might diagnose a car and showing you no fault detected, no DTC code stored. Now you don't need to panic. The complaint from the customer is the car is not accelerating well. That some cars are stubborn. The car will not be accelerating like IOND. IOND not usually record fault. The smart issue that IOND has is from 2015 upward, but 2015 downward, they don't usually record fault. You have to use your brain to detect what exactly is causing the problem. Now, a customer said he was going on the road and he perceived another. The odor came in so alarming. You have to park the car because under panic, you don't want the car because odor something that triggers fears. It might be a wiring odor, it might be a burning wire, so you'll be afraid so that you not get the car burned. You have to off the car and park, removing the battery head. You understand? That's the first step that a customer will take. You understand? We take it. We call it first aid in auto word. The first aid when you perceive a smell, a burn smell in the car, you have to park. For you to avoid any incurred damage, any more incurred damage. So now this nosing comes in when you diagnose the car. Probably you were called to inspect the car while the smell came in. Now you got there and check. You diagnose with your tool. You are seeing no DTC stored, and the man is very sure that there was a burn smell. Now that's where your nose comes in. You start thinking what can cause. Now your nose comes in second, your eye comes in first, which is the visual inspection. That's why the visual inspection came first. Why your nose comes in second? You might see that this module is hot. This module is hot. That is, you feel it. That this module is hot. You can see that this module is not properly placed. Probably there's a partial contact when plugging it from the other or from manufacturer error. Then you pick it up to check. Looking at it, which is visual inspection, the module seems to be good. The motherboard is good. No burn, no trace of short circuit, no trace of cut on the circuit line. Now you can now make use of your nose as a technician to perceive any burnt IC. If there's any burnt IC, you easily know by smelling it. You perceive it that this IC is what? Bad. You understand me now? So visual inspection comes in first before nosing. Now I made an example here, ignition coil. There's some ignition coil that we have replaced so far. If you can recall, looking at it, it's bringing up spark, but the spark is not enough. The igniter is not enough to combust the engine, that particular cylinder. Now bringing it out, you notice that there is a smell from the coil spark area. Now after much inspection, when you remove the rubber, you see that the coil has already got damaged. There's a burnt inside. Your smell, because you smelled it, that was what makes you identify that coil is what? bad. That's where what? Nosing comes in. Nosing is the second fundamental rule. Very, very important. The local way, you can use to identify fault if you have no tools with you. Smelling is the second fundamental rule. After you use your eyes, you use your nose to smell. Okay, if a car, we are called upon the car to check, and the customer complained that when I was going on the road, I tried to depress my brake, the brake wasn't active. Then after some time, I started seeing smoke on the tire area. What will come into your mind? I think the brake is binding. Probably maybe the caliper is stuck. When you see it with your eye, you smell the caliper. You see that maybe the rubber inside has what? Burned. Hope you are getting it. Now let's go to the third page. Feeling techniques. What did I say? Feeling. It's the same thing as feeling. Normal English language, feeling. Just feeling techniques. Let's read. This has to do with unseen faults. Unseen what? Or non-diagnosable parts. There are some parts I cannot diagnose. Can you diagnose a bad crankshaft? Can you diagnose a bad crankshaft? Not the sensor, a bad crankshaft. Can you diagnose a bad body? Like a torn body? You cannot now. So those are faults that you cannot diagnose. Now let's continue. Let's proceed. Sometimes we might not get this to see the area we are to work on, but with the use of our hands, feeling, open bracket, close bracket, we now know that the area and then feel it. It is overheating, broken or damaged. E.g., in hand on Civic 09 to date. Why I use this example under Civic is because we know that under Civic, most of the spare parts you are losing there, you cannot see it. If you want to work on the mechanical area in under Civic, particularly on the Kickstarter, you cannot see it. Due to the circumstances that are surrounding us, we don't have that list that can make us to see it clearly. But if you want to jack the car up on a normal mechanical level, you place the two tire up. You want to lose the Kickstarter on under Civic from 07 to date, you cannot see it. You can only see the Kickstarter, but you cannot see what you are losing. You use the method of what? Feeling. You use that to feel the boat. When you feel it, when you touch the boat, the angles, you know that this is 12. No, this is 14. No, this is 17. Then when you want to lose it too, you still use your spanner to gauge which millimeter will work. If it's combination, it is a ring, it is a socket, it is a ratchet or something. Are you getting my point? There are some Kickstarter we lose there. It's very difficult for us to see the boat. Okay, air valve on 470 2007. How do we lose it? We feel. After losing the manifold, you will be able to identify the air valve, or you cannot see the boat. You will do what? That's when feeling method comes. You feel it. When you feel it, you now start losing it. You feel it to know what exact millimeter socket it is, or exact socket it is. You now start losing. That's how you lose it, and that's how you still tight it back, because you cannot see it. You want to see it, you have to bring out the engine, which is a long process. So I want us to understand this method. Visual inspection, nosing, and feeling. the key point that we use to win any technician in auto challenge. These three keys, make sure you have it in your head. Use it and apply it every now and then. You need to understand how to use your eyes to detect a bad wire, a bad port, a bad part, a bad component, a bad area in the car. You need to learn how to use your eyes, your nose to smell, to know if this smell is a wire smell, or if this smell is a oil smell, or if this smell is a gearbox oil smell, or if this smell is a module smell, rainbow smell. Now, if you apply this stage 2, now the third step is feeling. Let us understand these techniques and apply them in our daily activities, in our daily engagements. So many cars are being produced now. From 2020 upward, we started having more difficult stages to cars. From 2018 itself, that's in parking assist, drive support, lane keeping assist. Then when I was applying my skills, all those assist modules were not in board. Use your eyes to look at side mirror. Use your eyes to know, to navigate, to know when to overtake, to know when to apply your brake. But now those modern cars are having those assists. So that's why you need to start studying more, so that you will not be left behind. That's the reason why we're having this class. So our next set in line now is troubleshooting. I hope you understand what I mean by diagnostic. When you're talking about diagnostic, no, we have too much elaborated area under this diagnostic. We have how to diagnose, how to identify a fault, how to know that this is a fault. Not just you can just diagnose a car straight. Probably maybe they have took the car to somewhere else, and the car owner was not able to identify what was done on the car. Probably they must have removed ignition coil to test. Along the line, they must have removed mass airflow meter to check. They must have removed DVT sensor to check. They must have removed crankshaft socket to check. Multiple things. Then when they now call you to come and inspect the car, look at how the car is doing. Now, as a technician, you use your tool to scan. You now be seeing camshaft position sensor, bank 1 sensor B. You need something like mass airflow meter circuit high. You need something like ignition coil 1, ignition coil 2, ignition coil 3. You will see multiple faults, up to sometimes you see 16 fault code. As a technician, are you going to react on all those 16 code? What will you do? You will erase it. God bless you. You erase it because we have pending faults, we have current fault, and we have a stored fault. These 3 faults, they don't work the same thing. Pending fault is something that is coming up, but it's still coming up. A bad part that is trying to process itself while walking in the car, but along the line you find itself failing, still coming up. Whenever it's trying to walk, it comes up and fail, comes up and fail. Computer will record it as a pending what? Fault. Now, current fault is a fault that has already been damaged. A bad airflow to show current, even if you delete it to go, later you start to come back. That is current fault. Sorry. Then a stored fault, the fault that have been neglected for a while, probably because of financial capacity, or maybe the car owner seems to neglect it because it's of no use to him. Something like a valve, Chaco Calista. Many customers neglect it because they think it's of no use to them. It's only being the inconvenience of check light. And when they ask the technician, what will this thing cost? Just the inconvenience of check light. You not care to check whether it's the valve hose, whether it's the current line, whether it's there's an open circuit from Brimbos to the valve circuit or something. Now that kind of fault is called fault. When you raise, it will not even go. Talk less of to repeat itself. It will be stored. That is what stored. So when they bring such car to you, which have already been assessed from other technicians, and they cannot be able to identify the fault, and they brought the car to you, what you do first when you diagnose, you see multiple faults, what also coming to your mind is to what? Erase them. You use ignition to erase them off. When you erase them, you now restart the car. Anyone that is a current fault will repeat itself. Sometimes it will not repeat itself immediately. You have to drive the car for a particular kilometer before it comes up. So when you erase the code and it doesn't come up again, then you drive around. Sometimes ECU react due to multiple errors, just as your phone reacts. If you have too much virus on your phone, what will happen? The phone will start skipping. That's how ECU reacts too. So when there's too much fault on an ECU, to start reacting to all the fault. Like German cars, the Golf GTI 7 will replace the nozzle on. Okay, what happened? 2017 GTI, abi? 2017. Okay, what happened to it? We replace the nozzle and replace the spark plug. But as we start the engine, the car was still reacting to that bad noise because we have not reinitiated it. We have not erased the initial memory. The ECU is still working depending on the error that it has on this database. The ECU is still reacting to the error. Number 3 misfire. Cinder 3, Cinder 2 misfire. The ECU was still reacting to it. So the car was still doing it. We now have to reset. We now have to erase the initial code by on the ignition. That was when the ECU now confirmed that it has been replaced. That's how it now started working on the present one that we replaced. That's how it is on ECU. Some cars accept it, some cars doesn't accept it. So when you are erasing the fault code, make sure that you on your ignition to avoid damage, like Hyundai. There's some Hyundai that is not prompt to erasing on start. When the car is on, you now tap your erasing code. Tap erase, and the code will start erasing. It might affect the ECU. Because you are forcing data out of the ECU while the ECU is still on work. Especially Honda will not even accept. Honda will tell you plainly on the database, please position the car on park or neutral and leave the ignition on, isn't it? But Toyota accepts. Toyota will always accept. When the ignition is on, you can erase. But some other cars doesn't accept. So take note of all these points so that you not make mistake, you not cause damages on yourself, you not cause expenses on yourself. So this is what we have today. By tomorrow, if I'm chanced, if you don't have too much work, because I already work packed, so we need to start. Time is already elapsed. Our time has already elapsed. So by tomorrow or Thursday, we'll go to troubleshooting. I will explain troubleshooting to you, how you troubleshoot a fault, how you get to know that this is the fault or this is not the fault. Because some fault can be cunning, some fault can be duplicate, can be explaining the same thing. So, like if you have cylinder 1, 2, 3, 4 misfire, it will show you misfire, but I think there's a coil that is bridging the cycle. Do not tell you for 1, 2, 3, 4. Tell you cylinder 1, 2, 3, 4 misfire. You change plug, change nozzle, it's showing cylinder 1, 2, 3, 4. But when you check the coils that are still sparking, you now be able to know that one of the coil is bad. How will you troubleshoot it? So let's know that visual inspection, nosing, and feelings. You understand? So understand these three techniques. Apply it to every work you do, every troubleshooting you do, every inspection you do, every diagnostic you do. Thank you.